The Northtown News Magazine is brought to you in part by eVoter. eVoter is proud to be a sponsor of the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. Tutu's fall.
Hi there, I'm the real Marty Levinson.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Meyers here, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org. Community policing, we're big on that, camps24.org. We have 5 guests today, so we're going to cut right to business. We have one of the leading candidates for president of the Cook County Board on the Democratic side, Toni Preckwinkle. Toni, I would shake your hand, but I just coughed into it. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, shake lefty.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Okay, how's the campaign going?
Really good. You know, I feel really optimistic about the campaign. We've worked hard over the last year, both to gather people into the campaign and to raise money. And in the last several weeks, Congressman Danny Davis has left the race to return to Congress, and we won the lottery for first ballot position, so things are kind of falling our way, and I'm really grateful.
Now, just out of curiosity, you were at City Council today. I should have asked you this off the air. How'd the budget do?
The budget passed. I think there were a dozen votes against it. I was one of the votes in favor.
Okay. So 38-12 approximately.
Roughly, yes.
Okay. Very good. Now, okay, what do you, so, I mean, you're all over the place. I mean, and I want to tell you, on Facebook, Scott Sissick and John Collar, you know, like, I see them all the time. They're all over the place on it.
Yes, I have a number of staff people who are very good on the information technology side of the campaigning. I can't say that I am, but they're a lot younger than I am, and they're doing fine.
Yeah, it's as a matter of fact, I see them all the time. So what's your pitch? What are you telling people? I mean,
sure, I'll give you a quick version of the elevator version of my campaign.
I'd like to do 14 minutes. We just don't have 14 minutes, so I'm probably talking too fast. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. What I usually say is that government has 2 obligations: to provide good service and to do that effectively and efficiently, and the county's falling down on both sides of the equation. So let me run quickly through the things that I think are important in terms of this county race. 1, I've committed to the complete elimination of the 1% increase in the sales tax. The county board recently voted to repeal half of it, a half of 1%, and I've committed in my 4-year term to eliminate the rest. So that tax, I think, is bad for working families and bad for our businesses. Secondly, I'm in favor of making permanent the independent health care board, which presently governs our hospitals and clinics. I think it's important to separate our health care system from political influence and patronage, and making that independent governing board permanent, I think, is the way to get us down that road. Third, I always talk about the importance of reducing our jail population. People in the county may not be aware that it costs $100 a day, roughly $35,000 a year, $35,000 to $40,000 a year to keep somebody in Cook County Jail. And a lot of those folks are awaiting trial for nonviolent offenses. They're innocent until proven guilty. They're, again, in there for nonviolent offenses. And we need to figure out a way to help them deal with their substance abuse. Virtually everybody who comes in the jail can't pass a drug test. Help them with their substance abuse, get them education and training, and help them on the road to a productive life rather than having them just sit in the jail at $100 a day. So we have what we call day reporting programs, where they go to the jail, but they're there for the day only. So they are responsible for their own shelter and food. That's one way at the front end. At the back end, more people need to be sentenced to substance abuse treatment, to boot camp, to all kinds of alternatives to detention, including electronic monitoring, rather than putting people in the jail, where, again, they're not being helped to turn their lives around or be more productive citizens. And we spend an incredible amount of money. The sheriff's budget, I think, last year in 2009 was $440 million. Wow. So we have some real opportunities, I think, to save money if we can also help people get on a more productive path. And finally, we've got to focus, I think, in the county on job growth and retention and attraction of businesses. The county's kind of been at the margins of this effort in the past, and we've got to make that one of our central concerns and a main focus of our activity. Again, government has the obligation to provide good service and do that effectively and efficiently. I think we're falling down on both sides of that equation. And I should add, I'm a full-time alderman. I've been in the city council for almost 19 years. I've always been a full-time alderman. I'm an independent, pro-choice, progressive Democrat, and I'm the only candidate in the race that can say all those things.
That's definitely true. So, what made you want to go from alderman and be president of the Cook County Board?
Well, the main mission of the county is the provision of health care and operation of our criminal justice system. And somebody who believes both that can be done well, that we can run a good criminal justice system, we can run a good healthcare system, and that we can do that effectively and efficiently, I think needs to be in that position. And some people believe that we ought to privatize healthcare, that it doesn't matter how many people we have in the jail. I think those are critical issues for all of us as taxpayers, and they're surely critical issues for people who have to use the systems. And so somebody who both cares about the taxpayers and cares about the people the county serves, I think, is the best person for the job, and I think that's me.
Okay. Well, I certainly hope you think that.
I'm in the wrong race if I don't, right?
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, how many stops a day do you make?
Well, on the weekends it's 4 to 6. Every evening it's 2 or 3 or 4, and we end up spending about 14-hour days. So it's.
Wow. Are you at L stations and stuff in the morning or bus stops?
Well, we do some of that. We do a lot of meetings with groups. We do a lot of candidate forums and a lot of meetings with individuals whom we hope to elicit support from.
And one of the things I've actually kind of liked is that you guys are debating each other so often it's not even funny, and I think that's kind of nice.
Right. We've been in the last month or so out in Oak Park at a forum. There was a forum in the 43rd Ward. We had a forum with the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Everywhere all across the county.
No, it sounds great. If people want to contact your campaign or talk to Scott Sistick himself or John Keller, who's here today, website, email, phone number?
ToniPreckwinkle.org. ToniPreckwinkle.org.
Okay.
Preckwinkle is P-R, Tony with an I, and then Preckwinkle, Preckwinkle.org. ToniPreckwinkle.org is our website. And our phone number is 773-924-5042. 773-924-5042.
Toni Preckwinkle, thank you so much for being here, and good luck on the campaign trail.
Thank you for having me.